Hey there, morning, afternoon almost, everybody. Oh, just got out of hot yoga, so I'm like all sweaty and nasty and grabbing a smoothie because it's the food of the morning for me. Avocados, they are the bomb, right? Avocados, almonds, and a whole bunch of ginger and spinach and kale and all that good stuff. This is one of my favorite smoothie places, I think, anywhere. I've had smoothies all over the world, and I would say, you know, here's kudos to Tropical Cafe here in the Texas area. You guys nail it. You do. But this is not an advertisement for Tropical Smoothie. Although if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, try them. Try them. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a free smoothie or something for going ooh to Tropical Smoothie. No. So the concept, and I've got actually my poor client today. Like I've got a quantum field tantra session to do in like 30 minutes, and I am sweaty and nasty. And thank God my clients and I get along so great, and we're just like open, authentic relationships. It's the way relationships supposed to be. Says I'm gonna be storming into my studio, sweaty, nasty, stinking. Like, okay, let's get this thing on now. You know, like here I am. Let's do some healing work. And then you'll be done. And then you'll be done. Because, you know, that's what it is, right? We do all of our healing work. We do all of this work for... I am sorry, but... Hold on just a second. You know, ladies can understand this. It's the little pad in your sports bra. And in class, I noticed it was flipped. And it's been driving me crazy. I should have done this before I got started. Hold on. Really should have done this before I got started. But welcome to lives, right? Like, it is really bugging my boob. Okay. I think I'm better. Okay, so sorry. You know, wardrobe difficulties with our hot, sweaty wardrobe. No, this concept of done. I was talking to a fellow practitioner yesterday, and I asked him, I said, do you get people that come into your office and, you know, go, oh, what, you get session work done? You have a coach? You have a mentor? You go to trainings? You get body work done? You do this stuff? Like, you do this, really? And he's like, oh yeah, all the time. People are shocked that I go and that I have, you know, that I'm always growing and expanding and needing healing work and all this kind of stuff. And so we had this whole conversation about just that, how, you know, as coaches, mentors, practitioners, healers, although I don't really like that term, but healers out there in the world, when we are working with people, there is this perception that there's some point of done that we get to, and then we no longer need a coach, we no longer need a mentor, we no longer need healing work, you know, whether that's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, that we just get to this point of we have made it, you know, like there is this place that people go, I guess, and you don't need any more work after this point. After this point, you no longer need to do any work on yourself. And I was thinking about this while I was just dying in yoga class, this whole getting back into like a consistent, strong practice of yoga. I have a love-hate relationship in this beginning part, and I was just like, you know, I knew that this was going to happen because it's just like you're really embodying yourself. That's what I love about yoga, because you really embody yourself. It pulls up all your crap for you. You're pushing through, you're doing all this kind of stuff, and you really get to see where your limitations are at in this current moment. And then you get to decide, am I going to just quit and let this limitation stop me? Or am I going to consistently come back and do the work? And I was thinking about it, you know, with this concept of done, it's kind of like that. We wouldn't think that we go to, you know, a doctor, or, you know, like you go to a doctor and then you're just, does a doctor need it? Number one, does a doctor need other doctors? Hell yeah. Like, what if a doctor breaks their arm? What if a doctor gets sick? What if a doctor needs, you know, medical care? Or what if a doctor needs support in different ways? Hey, morning Addison, morning April, Ron, you know, all this kind of stuff. Doctors need other doctors. Doctors need coaches, mentors, therapists, all this different stuff, right? So we don't go to our doctor and go, what, you use other doctors? Like, you didn't get to a point where you didn't need another, where you don't need other assistance, like you don't have this all figured out, like as a doctor, a medical doctor, or as a psychologist, like you should have that all figured out, right? You don't need to. Or the other idea is, like, as I'm in yoga class sweating my ass off, like, do people actually walk into gyms, into yoga class, into their bar class, into something like that, and go, I am doing this until I reach the point of done, and I'm going to reach this point of done where my body no longer needs physical attention, where my body no longer needs improvement, where it no longer needs, this resetting point, where it no longer needs to be pushed, where it no longer needs to be expanded. No, we don't do that. We go, no, we do understand that when we stop exercising, when we don't do the things that we should do to support our well-being physically, that we have to, there's consistency there, right? It's all about consistency. We have to consistently create a practice with our well-being, no matter what that state of well-being might be, whether that is our physical well-being, our, taking care of our nutrition, taking care of our physical strength, our bodies, our flexibility, that kind of stuff, whether it is the well-being of, having a healthy mind, a healthy brain, a breathing practice of actually expanding ourselves and breathing deep. We were doing Cobra breath, and I was just like, refocusing that connection into the core muscles and everything, and really getting that energy. And I was like, I've fallen out of this practice right here. Like, that sucks. Like, I've really just not been good at just doing these simple breathing exercises that I know. In the last couple months, I've just really just kind of flopped up on that. But there is an understanding that if we do not do something with consistency, with a practice, that we're going to fall back, that we're going to have repair work to do, that we're going to have to get back into toe on that if we want the results that we want. So why is it? And if anybody has the answer, please, problem-solving men out there. Really good smoothie. Why is it that when people come to coaches, mentors, teachers, trainers that are trying to help them move forward in their relationship, in their money, in their overall, happiness and joy, why is it that we get to this point in that area that we go, how long is this going to take? And what do I have to do to get to a state of done? And why is there shock that us coaches and mentors out there, us educators, have coaches and mentors and educators? Like, why is that shocking? I would not want to personally. The woman that I use for my mentorship, if she was not growing and expanding, and I didn't see the stuff that she was doing and how she's growing and pushing herself, I would have zero respect for her. I'd be going, you're not doing your own work, so you want me to do this, but how can I trust in you? Because you're not even growing. You think that you have become the messiah of this industry? Like, really? No, there is no such thing as done when we are growing and expanding. In life, it is all about creating a practice for anything that we want to expand, heal, grow on. We are consistently healing because we are consistently causing trauma to our beings. And that is not just a physical trauma. That is physical, it's mental, it's emotional. Like, we go through all of it. A lot of trauma happens right here and right here for us human beings. It's not always a physical trauma. And that creates this whole idea of healing. Hey Ron, sometimes I think life is a video game with near unlimited levels. Ray, just hi, just have morning coffee. April, we all see things differently and can always learn. Yes, and it is always about seeing things differently. My ego's been a little flared in honesty here over the last few days because of some of the commentary that I've been getting. Almost this kind of like, oh, well, you must be a really, crappy coach if you need coaching yourself. And I'm like, wow, you really don't get coaching, like you really do not understand the world of self-improvement, self-expansion, healing, whatever you might call it. And the whole concept of, right now I'm working with a few couples for relationship coaching. And I had a gentleman just recently say to me, well, once we get through this series of coaching with you, then we should be good, right? Like the work is done. We don't need to, like, we're going to have everything that we need and the work is done. I'm like, well, you may not need to work with me anymore, but your work in your relationship is never done. Work in relationship is work. The relationship we have with each other, relationship, and that's any each other. It does not matter what those labels are, but the relationships that we have with other people, the relationships that we have with our body, with our money, with our time, with spirit, with anything, with just our overall well-being, those are all relationships and they require work. That is what relationship is. It is about, and really working into things. There's no such thing of, oh, if I do A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3, then I'm going to reach this beautiful space of done. And, long time ago, I knew a man. Go figure. I knew a man intimately. And prior to knowing him intimately, he made this statement. And back then I was young, dumb, and stupid around relationship, for sure, around a lot of things, but I was like maybe 22 years old. And I remember this statement because quickly I thought about it, and what he said to me is like, if the relationship is supposed to be, then it shouldn't require work. It shouldn't require work if it's supposed to be. Now, that cannot be further from the truth, because the best relationships we have are the relationships that teach us the most, that actually require us to do the most, to work, to really dig in and be willing to see ourselves, to expand ourselves, and to grow. If a relationship is not challenging you to become a better you, challenging you to see yourself more and to authentically see another and learn about relating at that beautiful, vulnerable space of intimacy, then it's not really a good relationship. If there's never anything that is moving between the people in that relationship, or even in the relationship like with your body or with your finances or anything, you should always be wanting to expand and grow and learn more of how you can better this particular relationship. And thus, really truly, what the focal point is, yourself in the relationship, because it's always about you, right? Well, in this case, it's about me, because it's my life over here, right? On the other side of this little screen, it's my life, and it's always about me. On that side of the screen, it's always about you. And it's important to remember that you are the most important player in the room. In that video game of life, you are the most important player, and it is always about you learning you expanding you learning and healing those aspects of you. Has absolutely nothing to do with anybody else out there. Those people are other players in your live stream event of life, but they are there to challenge you, to teach you, to help expand you, to make you aware of where you are holding yourself back, the programs, the patterns, the beliefs that you have that are not good, or the ones that are good. They're teaching you about what love and support really is or is not, right? Like, we're always dealing with contrast in life, and we tend to look at this contrast as though, oh, I'm dealing with a challenge, I'm dealing with something negative, contrast, right? Something that is not necessarily what we may want it to be. And we look at this as it's negative and it should not be happening, that I've done something wrong, or somebody else has wronged me, or this is just not fair, and that this is just like this is not right in life. And that's not true at all. That contrast is there to teach you what you want, and how to go about getting it, and what works for you and what doesn't work for you, where your alignment is in life. That's what contrast is teaching you. It's always showing you exactly where you're at, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, thus what you're calling in. The reasons why you're getting the contrast that you're getting is because of what you're calling in. When things are not lining up, that simply means you're not fucking lined up. Like, that's just where it is. Like, when things are lined up, things should just be popping for you. That's where the ease and the flow, I just threw my smoothie in. That's where the ease and the flow really come into play, is in that alignment. And that alignment does require work. There is never done. You don't get aligned and then you're just aligned forever. It doesn't work like that. That's not alignment. You want to align to abundance. You want to align to love. You want to align to well-being. We can just say overall. And if you think that you're just going to go, I'm in alignment now, and now I don't have to do anything to stay in alignment, because once in alignment, always in alignment, it doesn't require anything more from me. That's what ease and flow is. No, that's not at all it. You are constantly being challenged to remain in alignment. Alignment is a second by second by second by second thing, moment by moment. You can be in a moment, you can be in alignment this moment, and an hour from now, you can be completely out of alignment. How long do you stay out of alignment? That is the true question that you need to be asking yourself. Because if you're staying out of alignment for a long period of time, then you naturally are throwing that whole avalanche of energy that could be going to exactly what you want into exactly what you don't want, which is going to give you the contrast to show you exactly what. I don't want that. And I was aligned to that because that's where I put my focus. That's where I put my attention. That's where I let myself go. Right? And so you're never done. Never, ever, ever. Just don't use the word done in this lifetime, because it's not a thing. Done is not a fucking thing when you're dealing with life in any category, in any amount of self-growth, relationship, love, well-being, prosperity, abundance, you name it. It's like that. Done does not happen. You do not ever get to a point and then never have to expand, grow, touch that again. It just does not happen. Okay, let me see. What do you say in April? I'll see things differently. If you don't water the grass, it will die. Yes, yes. So, all right. I am off in my sweaty mess to go deal with a lovely man for his appointment. I hope he doesn't mind my sweatiness. He has no choice in the matter. So, but I encourage you today to look at what your relationship with the thoughts that you are having around areas that you want to grow and expand. What are those thoughts that you perhaps are really thinking and feeling into a lot that's holding you back because you are looking for done? If you are looking for done, try to inquire, why am I looking for this place of done? What do I believe that I'm going to reach when I reach done? What is the feeling that I'm striving for here? And then call that feeling into your life right now and let go of the concept of done. Okay? I will catch you guys tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. I love you guys. If anybody is in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I have on November 10th, I have a beautiful small group certification program for the Quantum Field Tantra. We are going to be working through some beautiful, beautiful practices after the introductory class that was a total hit, and a whole bunch of people learning about this from that class. I have opened up a certification level 1 for that training. So if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, know that on November 10th, you can explore that, and you will see a link coming up in the comments section to explore that and sign up. We are over 50% already sold out with 9 days to go, or 8 days to go. Outside of that, look on my events calendar for anything for my global events and other local workshops, and I will catch you guys tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. Let go of done today. I love you guys. As always, stop existing, start living, and I'll catch you tomorrow.